One of the biggest challenges that a developer will face is how do I introduce my players to my world? Well, how about spawning them right into it, putting a cave in front of them, and showing them 3 button prompts that serve as your only tutorial. This is the world of Noita, and it's one of the most interesting roguelikes I've ever played. What makes this game so special is that it really doesn't explain anything. You are a wizard, you have a wand, 2 wands even, you have a potion of some kind, usually water if you're lucky, and you have a cave to explore. You can of course go around and explore the overworld a little bit, but you won't make it very far. As you delve into the cave, one of the first things that you'll notice is that this game likes to set you on fire. A lot. And the damage can be pretty brutal. As you go deeper, you'll find new wands, new potions with neat effects, new enemies, and eventually, a portal that leads you into the Holy Temple. Your hub area, for lack of a better word. Your reward for clearing a biome. Inside, you'll refill your health, refill your spells, and there's a shop and a perk selection. This is a roguelike after all. The perks range from immunity to fire, immunity to explosion, to becoming a weird spider. This is also where you can do something called wand tinkering, which is for many people the highlight of the game. The way it works is that you can put any spell on any wand, as long as it has enough mana to cast it. There are also modifiers for spells, and some of them are pretty self-explanatory, like make the projectile move faster, while others need a little bit of experimentation to figure out. Long story short, you can do some pretty incredible things using the spellcrafting system, but it's also pretty simple at its core, and I'd really like to see other games use something like this. Like, you could do this for any type of weapon, although it being magic lets the more absurd stuff seem logical. But aside from the fact that explosion immunity is almost mandatory for messing around with endgame wands, let's get back to the crux of the game. As you find these perks, you'll keep going deeper, and eventually you'll fight the boss, grab the thing at the end, and then the whole world turns into gold, including you, and you die for this. That's the end of the game. Except, it's really not. For you see, the world of Noita is built around the player experimenting. If you just delve down into the dungeon again and again, eventually you will beat the final boss. But if you get a little bit curious and start exploring, you'll find some really interesting stuff. For example, you can unlock new spells using something called an Orb of True Knowledge. One of the easiest ones to get involves going into the first biome, the little cave, and just going to the right. You'll eventually be met with a sea of lava, one that is way too big to just fly over. But if you've been experimenting with this game and paying attention, aside from noticing how easy it is to light yourself on fire, you may have also noticed that all of the different particles and materials interact with each other in some way. Water will turn into steam, which will then turn back into water and drip down. And following the rules of Minecraft, if you pour some water on your magma, getting across is easy. You'll come to a little rope bridge and eventually reach a temple with your first orb. Of course you'll pick it up, because why wouldn't you? You'll probably read the glowing green tablet that has lore you simply will not understand at this point in time, and then you'll attempt to go back the way you came, because it's the only way to go. And then you will be immediately killed by a boss that many consider the hardest in the game. Yeah, welcome to Noita. But that spell that you picked up, you've now unlocked permanently. And more than that, the game has just rewarded you for exploring, which will make you want to explore a little bit more. Your name is Mina, which means knower, or knower to be, which is a very fitting name because that's what this game is about. Because this is a game where knowledge is power. There are no stats that carry over between runs. All the perks are unlocked from the offset, even though all the spells are not. Your ability to beat the game comes down to your understanding of its various systems that you accumulate through playing again and again. But unlike a lot of roguelikes, Noita really does let you break almost every single run. Yes, sometimes you'll have better luck than others, but for the most part, you can always find a way to make yourself overpowered if you're willing to play careful enough and explore enough. And if you can't do it in the main world, well, there's parallel universes if you go far enough to the right, so keep that in mind. You can do things that sound absurd. For example, if you eat enough of the pink fungus, you start tripping balls. Go on a bad enough psychedelic trip, and reality itself warps around you, turning one element into something else. In this run that I'm showing, all oil turned into diamond, which is why these robots are bleeding diamonds. If you get a little bit more unlucky, you can have some absurd stuff happen. Like a combination happening that ends your entire world. You can get so invested into this world and its lore. Or you can watch an hour-long YouTube video describing what's going on and learn to appreciate it that way. For a quick summary, basically this is a world of magic, alchemy, and technology, and none of these three factions like each other. The goal of the alchemists was to create the work, a source of infinite wealth, riches, and general prosperity. As the Noita, you go in and you try to complete the work for them. That is the main goal of the game. Except that's not actually what you are supposed to do. This game does have a true ending, and getting the true ending is entirely absurd. You have to collect 33 orbs of true knowledge in order to reach this ending, which is technically not even possible because there are only 31 in the game. So you need to do a different secret in order to activate New Game Plus, and then go to the aforementioned parallel worlds to get 2 more hidden orbs. Yeah. I mention all this because, first of all, no one realistically is going to be doing this without a guide at this point in time. But also because this game had such a dedicated community that they figured this out. And yet somehow, this is still only the beginning of some of the crazy secrets that you can find in the world. Like, you can create an entire sun. And if creating a sun isn't what you want to do, you can create an entire evil sun, which unlocks new world events. And every secret in this game started and came from very vague hints. I would highly recommend going through videos about these different secrets because I can't do them justice in just one video about the game in general. They are deep. The solutions to these puzzles that people found are crazy, and quite frankly, if you're interested in stuff like this, it is the best way to experience these puzzles. And then if you play the game and like it enough, maybe one day you'll be following a 20-step guide on creating a sun. All this story, all of these secrets, and all of this game, and yet there isn't a single bit of spoken dialogue. And you know why I think it can pull that off? I think it's because Noita, at its core, is just a fun game. It's effectively a 2D shooter, but where you get to customize the guns into exactly what you want them to be. Or exactly what you didn't want them to be. You will die in this game a lot because of your own mistakes. And sometimes that'll be making a wrong decision, other times that will be making an explosion that is just too big. But either way, with Noita, there's just so much freedom to do anything you want, and that's not even getting into the fact that they are simulating every single pixel with their engine. I mean, gameplay-wise, it really doesn't change how the game plays, but that's just a really cool technical detail. Anyway, this is an interesting game that I've been playing lately with an incredible story that it doesn't tell you, and I just wanted to talk about it for a bit. So, yeah. Thank you all very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. I really like to make positive content sometimes, especially if I'm liking things or if I'm in a bad mood. It actually helps me a lot when I'm feeling bad to just talk about things I like. But anyway, again, thank you for watching, and until next time, see ya.